Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of Banter Blitz with yours truly. My name is Jan Gustafsson. I just switched to another internet line and I hope that you guys can now see me clearly and moving fluently. It's been a while. Let me check things. You know what, I'm just gonna start playing a game. Hopefully we can all enjoy the experience of watching a chess grandmaster talk about his deep thoughts while he's making deep moves versus the very deep killer move. Who plays the move 1e4? Pretty good move. Not what this Alpha Zero character does. So after playing all these games against himself, figured out what we've known all along. You gotta go one knight f3 or one d4. Keep your piece protected. e4, unprotected pawn. But I'm not gonna go after it anytime soon. I'm gonna defend my own pawn. In this position, it seems like the best move is knight to f6, but I shall never accept that. And I'll play a6. Against which killer move has prepared the killer line exchange Slav. Many a line here. Which one do we play this time around? I'll play this one, which I used to play when I was a young man. So much younger than today. After bishop g4, h3 is the main move. When you can choose between h5 and bishop h5. Interesting pawn sacrifice. After d3, I believe white is not supposed to be in time to, bother me in the center. And in these positions, if black can just get his pieces out with the two bishops, even though, admittedly, I would allow him to take this bishop on d6. And the central control, black tends to be in good shape, even though you can play funky looking moves like queen b1. But you're not scaring me, killer move. I am not easily bluffed by fake depth, because I sort of dabble in pretentious looking moves myself. Queen b1, I don't know what that's all about. Also not sure of b5. b5 is probably a bad move, but who cares? I'm still doing fine. Put the knight on c6, then reroute it towards... What's the square called? d4. Reading the chat, Miktal is asking, Jan, has Alpha Zero a chance against Houdini? He just beat Stockfish, right? So, obviously. Katzenfoto says, Jan, please tell us about your two games in the Bundesliga. Yeah, business as usual-ish, for me at least. With black, I played against Loxine, a 2400 player who tried to force a repetition out of the opening. I didn't go for it. I played a line that I was actually talking about in my video series on the Italian, that if it's not out yet, I guess it's not out yet, but it should be coming out every day. Where I was claiming that black can play that position for a win. But I never really managed to pose any problems, so yeah, it was sort of a dull draw with black. And with white, I managed to pose problems very quickly against Baldauf, an up-and-coming German player who should be a grandmaster soon. But I got a very good position in my unassuming style out of the opening and won without too many problems, even though in the very last move of the game, I played some move like f4, which I thought was winning on the spot, and it did technically because my opponent resigned, but it wasn't the best move, and actually right after I played it I was sort of unhappy with it, but yeah, it didn't really change the outcome. Other than that, yeah, typical Bundesliga business. I struggle, as I have for a while. It's a bit of a function of my chess style, to win black games with black against lower rated opponents, mainly because I struggle accepting worse positions. I think if I just played e4, g6 every game, my EV would probably be higher, but I just can't do it. And yeah, my desire not to be worse and not to give any chances, of course, costs me a bit. But so far so good. I have 3 out of 4 in the Bundesliga, 2 wins with white, 2 draws with black. Not thrilled about it, but it's not a disaster either. As for this position, I'm better because I have the 2 bishops. And it's a bit hard for white to cover all his bases. The A file shouldn't matter all that much. But white is still solid if you play something like queen a2 and doesn't touch his construction here. The game very much continues, but I think I'm a bit better. Chapa Capacha is asking, don't they have a salary cap in the Bundesliga? They do not. I'm not sure if you're referring to money or this thing they do in some US leagues that you can only have a certain average rating. No, that's a very American thing. No salary caps in the Europes, which is the correct pronunciation. Killer Move is in trouble. I'm also in trouble because I keep saying bit rusty. Let's see if Killer Move can come up with one of those. G4 maybe had to be done in order to create some freedom for the knights, but of course it does weaken the king a bit long term. Knight f1. I'd like to get my rook to a8, so can I do this? Queen a6. Bit annoying. My pawn is bishop c3. If the rook were to move somewhere, then rook a8 should be, well, pretty much winning. But after bishop c3, he still has queen to a6, which is what I'm currently pondering. Now I'll do some side action here first. Now if knight g3, maybe I can take and then play bishop c3. The point being that after queen to a6, I can then play queen to d7 with the double attack against the rook and the pawn on g4. Not sure how sound that logic is, but makes some sense to me. He goes g5, but similar problem, except that it's even more weakening on the king side, because now this rook a8 looks fairly hopeless, and if he had played queen a6, which is what I was trying to avoid earlier, I once again had queen d7 attacking a1 and attacking a3. Now I can pick up the queen, I don't have to, but since c2 is also falling, it looks like a fairly easy way to end the game. Having said all that, I should try not to get checkmated in the next couple moves. But even if he gets a knight to f5, it does not look to be life-threatening. Taking here, not so much to take a pawn, even though that's always nice, but to defend my bishop on f7 whenever he goes rook f8, as he does now. The bishop will already be covered by the queen on b3. So it seemed like easy way to catch two birds with one stone. Is that an expression? Why would you... First of all, why would you throw stones at birds to begin with? And then, has anybody ever managed to hit two with one stone? Seems like a dumb expression to me. In German we have this expression to catch two flies with one, what do you call it? Fly catcher? What's the word? Fly swatter. Who knew? To catch two flies with one fly swatter, which makes more sense to me because you have a chance, but to catch two birds with one stone, I'm not buying it. Let's play one bird in one game, and who better to play than user Heisenberg, but not just Heisenberg, but Heisenberg number 17. I'm not as high on Breaking Bad as most people, but the fact that it's a popular show can be seen by his username. He tried Heisenberg, already taken, tried Heisenberg 1, taken, Heisenberg 2, taken, Heisenberg 3, taken. You get the idea. So I haven't checked. I would be surprised if there's a user Heisenberg 18, but we can't rule anything out at this point, can we? Good old Nemzo, I never know what to do. Queen c2, f3, e3, knight f3. I've dabbled with all these moves. And here c6 is a move I recommend in my video series. So he's watching my gibberish in my video series on the Nemzo Indian, which you should check out because so much wisdom in there. I gave the move c6, bit of a sideline, rook e8 or d5 are more popular, but I concluded that c6, first of all, it's a little bit more unknown. Secondly, it looked like a fun move to play. Nothing wrong with it here. I think I gave d6 in the series, but of course we can't be sure. Bishop c7 feels a tad slow. Now I'll go e4 in order to stop him from going d6 or d5, because then I can take and push e5, win a piece. So he has to improvise. e5 also looks slow, because then I can take and go f4. Therefore, I'm not sure how black plans to free his position. Maybe b6. e5 I thought was risky, but I did miss, even though I don't think it's good, but I did miss it. Bishop takes c3, knight takes c3, and knight takes e4, which is sort of a typical tactic. Knight takes e4, rook to e8, but it feels too weakening here. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do about it, but it does not feel very threatening. Let's see what Heisenberg 17 comes up with. Of course, there's plenty normal moves, like rook e8 or queen e7 or whatever. But all these positions look fairly pleasant to me. I'll just go e5. Not really threatening anything in particular. I just want to go bishop e2. And, you know. What's the debate? Some talk about the birds and the stones. d6? Whoa! What's that about? I can take it. How bad can it be to have all these passed pawns in the center? Can't be too bad, can it? I'm a bit of a simpleton when it comes to grabbing pawns. I really don't need to be talked into it all that much. Knight d5. Let me take. Castles, there is queen takes d6, which I'm not sure how good or bad it is, but I don't want it to happen, so I'll go here first. Actually, this queen d6 is bothering me in quite some lines now. Ugh. All these troubles. Rook d1 already feels artificial. I've misplayed this a bit now after f6 or whatever. I should still be better. I don't deserve to suffer yet for my sins, but certainly did not play this expertly. Queen a5 check, king f2 looks alright, and queen d2 also looks alright, but a little artificial maybe. I'll go here. Let's check in with the chat discussion again. Easy Rider 27 is saying the amount of insects has decreased dramatically. Don't eat them anymore. Are you telling us that insects are an endangered species because of all the insect eating humans have been doing? That's something I have not been aware of. It's also something that I doubt. I also doubt that b4 is the best move here. What can I do? d7? Rook somewhere. 7th. It's also complicated. Nah, I'll play b4. Yeah, I don't have a follow-up. I just felt like I should play b4 and then see. Take here maybe? I should focus, because I know I'll be upset if I don't win this game, because it was such a one position. And you know how I roll. Losing one blitz game because of my own stupidity will upset me greatly. It's one of my many endearing character traits. Anyway, let's push this guy. I read in some book that one should push one's passed pawns. But yeah, I've bungled this quite seriously. All of a sudden my king is bad, my pawns are no longer in control, and he can even do stuff like this. Scary. Alright, gotta take. And now, what's the situation? Who knows? Queen c4, queen e3 check. I should avoid queen c4. That much I have concluded. Yeah, not a great game by yours truly. How often have I said not a great game by yours truly? Or I'm not sure how often I use yours truly. But the not a great game part, I must have mentioned a couple thousand times by now. Through all these shows. Even though, since I would always take these lengthy breaks between Banter Blitz, we're still only at like 118. It feels like there should be more by now, but there's not. Gotta do them one at a time. Hang on. Now I have options. I can go for the endgame Queen e8, but that's probably not winning after Queen f8 check. So I should maybe give this check first, forcing King f8, as far as I can tell. And then I can play the sneaky Rook f1, preparing a discovered check, believe it or not. Discovered king check. Looks unpleasant, does it not? Are you not amused, Heisenberg? This should be winning somehow, but how? I can see a way to win the queen, which is probably enough, so I shouldn't look further, even though probably Queen c8 check is more direct. But you know what they say, if you spot one way to win, just blitz it out. Do they say that? I think they say something like that. If you see a way to win, there's no point in looking for a better way to win. Thanks for the game, Heisenberg 17. Yeah, a bit of an opening disaster there for Heisenberg, even though I managed to make it a mess later on. I believe, check my series for details, but I believe I gave something like this, which looks sensible. Then b4, bishop c7, and play for some quick e5. Black was fine. Anyway, thank you for the game. Can I change this to this? Oh yeah, see? This is a highly professional operation, plugging my 2 video series over and over again. But the Italian one should be out any day now. Perpetual Stalemate is saying, if you see one way to win, blitz out. If you don't see any way to win, try to flag him. Nimzowitsch. That does sound like pretty good advice to me. Maybe there was more to Nimzowitsch than met the eye when you looked at his games, him blundering all these pieces all over the place. Maybe, you know, the man knew some stuff. e4. What can I do? Probably the Alekhine is the way to confuse Kerry Tyrell. Is that like a Game of Thrones reference to House Tyrell? I'm guessing. No, it's not. It's just your real name, isn't it? There's a lot of R's. There's 2 R's in the first name and 2 R's in the last name. That's according to my math. And disclaimer, I'm not a mathematician, but I would say that's approximately 4 R's in your name. I know just about as much about the Alekhine as I know about algebra. So that does not bode well for this game. I've seen people play c6 and then I don't know what the point was. I'm sure they had some point. He's going after the f7 pawn, which is normally sound strategy. f7 is the weakest spot in the black position, traditionally. But it looks like my bishop on e6 will hold the fort for now. Even though I gotta be a little careful about some knight arriving to c5 or g5. That takes a couple of moves. Should be able to do something about it. Knight d2, I don't know. Castles, knight e4, maybe knight d7. Knight c3. Playing well, Kerry Tyrell. I don't know what to do. I'll just castle. Still knight e4. He will probably send me into a panic. Knight d5 is solid, but sends me into less of a panic. Let's play good old endgame carry. How do you feel about the endgame? Maybe we can play some exciting minority attack. Push pawns up the board to create weaknesses here. White is fine, of course, no matter what he does, but probably just take and whatnot. Queen d3, technically a pawn sacrifice, even though I'm a bit tempted to not take the pawn, believe it or not. Might be the first and last time I ever say this. But bishop e5 felt a little risky. He's going bishop h6 with tempo rook e1. After c5, there's still a decent chance of grabbing a pawn somewhere down the stretch. And c3, sort of what I was hoping for, because now after bishop e5, the queen all of a sudden is unprotected. And we all know what can happen to unprotected queens. I'm not sure we all know that. And I'm also not sure if queens are unprotected all that often in real life. Let me Google unprotected queen. Nah, it's mainly chess results, looks like. Sandron Hall, or the Days of Queen Anne. And Carrie Tyrrell resigns because, yeah, c3 a bit of a mistake after c5. Bishop e3 was the way to go, to stay in the game. The residence of an unprotected queen is no place for light love practices. And to all the ladies of my chamber who have no... Now this is where it ends. I only got one page from the book. Alright, didn't learn that much about unprotected queens. My apologies to everybody who's watching this. That should be the tagline. Sorry you're watching this. Because the show where we play interesting chess games didn't really catch on. I might drop it in the new year. Where? I don't know. I'm not that happy with my output in 2017. I think, even though, of course, I'm getting older, I think I should try to crush it in 2018. I think I should try to crush it. See, I'm like hedging 4 times in that sentence already. Gotta produce that content. Gotta throw it out there before it's too late and someone else produced the content, because we don't have enough content on the internet these days. And especially not on the Queen C2 D5 Nimza. Mr. Dodgy is saying, damn, missed half of it. Now my day is ruined. Does that make sense, Mr. Dodgy? Like, it should be half your day is ruined. Why would it ruin your whole day to only miss half? And also, first of all, you didn't miss half, you missed 1/3, because this is a 90-minute show. Our extensive market research has shown people really enjoy watching a narcissistic aging grandmaster talk for 90 minutes straight. Not for 60 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do. And secondly, what was my first point? You should only have 1/3 of your day ruined. A4. We're following some game. Knight f3 in this position is supposed to be a mistake, even though Mamedyarov played it once against Carlsen. Also did not gain full compensation, even though plenty of adventures in that game down the stretch. After a4, I'm a bit curious if I can go bishop b7. But you know me, I'm a simpleton. My pawn is attacked. I will defend my pawn. And Big Boy RG 2015, or is that what's your username? Big Boy RG 2015 says that's good 90 minutes. There you go. You should tell that to movie directors everywhere. That make me sit in these dark cinemas for 3 hours. Keep it tight. I was watching, what was I watching that took forever? This new, what's it called? This new Blade Runner, whatever number they put next to it, 2047. It took like 3 hours and we went to the movies at 11. That was very, very hard to hang in there. I think I overslept like the middle part, but I still didn't feel like I missed much. Mr. Dodgy sounds relieved, understandably, that only 1/3 of his day is ruined. And he's gonna sleep for another third. Or you could sleep through the 1/3 that is ruined already. Might as well. Albin K is asking, Jan, have you been following Peter Svidler in the Russian Championship? Not that closely, I have to admit. We've talked a bit, but I haven't seen every game. He's at +1 now? I think he was at +1. He lost a game to Dubov early and then he won 2, right? I believe that is pretty much what happened. Svidler is coming to Hamburg in like a couple days. The 18th or 19th. We'll get him to do some Banter Blitz and some exciting stuff. Feed the content monster. He's gonna stop by here for a couple days. Looking forward to his visit. Kutumi is saying, we enjoy your good looks, Jan. The rest is just feeling. Yeah, that's how I feel about myself too. The better you look, the more you see. And I haven't looked at this game very closely yet, but I am a pawn up against Epidemic. He's trying to push his D pawn or something. Don't hurt me, Epidemic. You know, this is a very fragile relationship that we built, you and I. If you hurt my feelings by pushing this D pawn up the board, I'm not sure our friendship could withstand that. Just saying. He does go d5, and I don't know what to do about it. Probably e5, or castles, or bishop c3, like one of those moves probably. You know what I'll take here, or d6 concern. I changed my mind. This is like Kotov's candidate moves principle in its purest form. Like, here, or maybe here. It's this. What do you call this? Is this the Monte Carlo? What do they call this? Monte Carlo algorithm? I don't know anything. I tried to read up on like this artificial intelligence and stuff, but I'm too dumb to even understand real intelligence, let alone artificial intelligence. I do know that I'm a piece up now, but probably I have to do something to keep it that way. Then again, maybe not. Just, you know. Rook a7. I guess less greedy people would just castle, but that would make them less greedy. Me, I prefer not being able to move anything for the next 10,000 moves. But, bad news. Rook a8, and I might have to give him some material? I don't want to. I really do not want to. Looks like Epidemic has planned all of this. Even worse. What can I do? Here maybe? Who the F knows? I'm drifting. Queen g5 was ridiculous. Okay, let me focus. Because you can take on d6 and queen d2 and something. h3 or g3. h3 probably. Not clear if I'm winning there. Knight b3. That should give me time to sort of organize, right? Okay. Enough drifting. More taking pawns on h3. See? I should play to my strength. Grab pawns. Don't try to calculate anything complicated. Oh, plan B also looming. Perpetual stalemate is dropping more knowledge. Who knew that people had already discovered all these principles that I thought I had formulated in painstaking trial and error playing blitz games, sessions, like when you're 90 seconds up in a 5 minutes game, thinking is optional. He has a point. And I would like to go bishop takes d7 just to rub it in. But rook d7 gives me a chance to pick up the whole queen. So it feels like it has a better practical chance. Bishops do move back. Always keep an eye on that. Sorry, Abdamic. Carnicero is saying, yo, sorry for my late arrival. Have we discussed Alpha Zero yet? Discussed is a bit strong, but yeah, I've mentioned that I'm too dumb to understand this artificial intelligence business. So I believe that counts as discussing. I've watched like some documentaries on the topic. Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, Ex Machina. And normally things didn't end well. I'm not sure if that's a big enough sample size. But probably it is. So I'm slightly concerned would be too strong, because I'm not really concerned about anything except for my looks and people liking me and feeding my narcissism. But I'm slightly wary of, yeah, this AI thing. But that's also me being an idiot and just talking without knowing anything about it. I've heard that people are very excited about Alpha Zero in the artificial intelligence community. I'm guessing those are people in the artificial intelligence community. I've seen the games. The games were certainly spectacular, like especially these white games in the Queen's Indian with this d5 pawn sacrifice. And it does look like maybe there's more to chess than what we learned, like bishop is 3.5 pawns, knight is 3 pawns. And maybe Tal was right after all, that this initiative factor is a bigger factor than, you know, the classically trained dudes like yours truly could ever imagine. I don't think it helps that much for human chess, because even though they say it's positional sacrifice and long term, like you still gotta be able to calculate a lot of stuff in order to back up your long term being a piece down sacrifices. But I should probably put this game on the screen. I'm doing well against Space Marine here because he's pinned. But what was my point? Yeah, the games were good. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I also know nothing about like what hardware was used, all this, what do they call this, TPUs? And if Stockfish had the same hardware and how, whatever. Stuff played. All I've seen are the games and whatever, some articles I've read. And the games were certainly very impressive. Mr. Dodgy is saying Alpha Zero is a prequel to iRobot, and everybody hates prequels. Now I gotta ask, if you say iRobot, are you talking about the Will Smith movie or about this robot that I have in my house, which I believe is also called iRobot, that cleans the floor? Is that iRobot was this alpha algorithm built for my vacuum cleaner? It doesn't seem that smart. Like he gets stuck under the couch all of the time. So I feel like he's not very sophisticated AI. But that's the sort of application that I like. Not like humiliating the history of chess by putting it, for 4 hours to play against itself. Even though, of course, that's on all these supercomputers or whatnot. But yeah, engines are so strong. I don't need new engines. I need a more efficient vacuum cleaner. So get on that, DeepMind. And Easy Rider saying, Space Merlin missed Queen H4 check. Yeah, that is correct. I saw Queen H4 check. I thought I gotta run somewhere, King D2 or whatnot, but it was certainly a better fighting chance. Because now I'm just a piece up. And no matter what AlphaZero taught you, pieces are still pieces. And Mr. Dodgy does confirm that they developed a super intelligent AI to clean my floor. As I said, I tell him to stop getting stuck under the couch. Those are called iRobot, right? Roomba, iRobot, yeah. That's what I thought. iRobot, vacuum cleaning, mopping, and outdoor maintenance. Wow, they have one for outdoor as well. There you go, Alvin K. is critical. I wouldn't call him a lousy vacuum cleaner. But yeah, my daughter's a little scared of our Roomba. As for this game, sorry, I'm not giving it the attention it deserves. But once again, I'm a piece up, so I'm confident. Bringer of Rage is saying, I hear a little bit of jealousy in Jan's voice towards AlphaZero. Are you sure jealousy is the correct term there? So, am I jealous that I'm not an artificial intelligence? Maybe I am. Would be kind of cool. But I'm not sure jealousy is the word. For me, yeah, it's not a topic I really know all that much about. For me, yeah, the question is like, can we use it? Can I get it to analyze openings? That's the exciting part. But to my puny human mind, Houdini and Stockfish and Komodo and all these guys are so strong already that I'm not sure how big a difference it would make. But then again, if you analyze something like this, what's it called? This Queen's Indian pawn sacrifice line they played, and he has a different approach to it, that would certainly be interesting. But I have no idea if it would run on personal computers or if you need this Google hardware to make it work. I don't know much about the topic. I should read up to get rid of this crushing jealousy that I have. Oh, I did win this game. Space Merlin resigned after Rook F8, Rook G8. Let us play another one. Carnicero is saying, getting stuck under the couch is actually a sign of intelligence. I also try to hide when it's time for cleaning. You have a point there. Still, it doesn't feel like he's learning all that much, because he tends to get stuck under the couch at the same spot. All of the time. I got a bunch of 3-minute challenges. I prefer 5-minute challenges, as you guys probably know, because, you know, gives me more time to ignore the game and talk about other stuff. Let's see if I can find somebody new. No new signups here during my hiatus. I probably have to shout out, go premium now. My Italian series is coming out anytime soon. Use the voucher code Yanistan to, I don't know what. Or it's also the perfect gift if you have a loved one that wants to improve their chess. Over the holidays, buy them a premium membership. What could be nicer? Maybe 2 premium memberships. Anyway. Looks like no noobs around. Then we're gonna have to crush some established noobs. He goes E4. I go E5. Oh, he's 2506. Ugh, more attention paying to be done. I also feel like I might need a toilet break. Yet another point that I'm jealous about when it comes to... By the way, language question, it's envious, not jealous, right? Just so we're clear. And when it comes to all these iRoombas and Alpha Zeros, they don't need toilet breaks. Mr. Dodgy is asking Italian series, for white or black? It's for black. I never play e4. So all I know to do is try to neutralize e4. Yeah, it should come out any day. And Dover Beach, can't slip anything by Dover Beach anything. Either. Nice oxymoron with established noobs. People have called me an oxymoron in the past. It's very hurtful. What is this? Bishop g5? I don't think I'm familiar with this position. I don't think anybody is. But it does seem to make sense to push c5, c4. You know, lock the bishop in on a2 and then try to make something happen. Which normally is my approach. Try to make something happen. Go away. Guess I should castle. Maybe I'm familiar with this position. Did I have had something very similar in the game once? But it's a long time ago. I also forgot against who it was. I remember it was the European Individual Championship. I also forgot which year. It must be a while ago. 2010 maybe. I had some position very similar to this. And I'm sure that is priceless information for people out there. So you're welcome. F4 does make sense. Might have been drifting a little bit, as I tend to. So, time to dig a way out of this mess. Perpetual stalemate is saying, oh sure, Grandmaster can only forget moves, not yes. No, I know all the yes, like 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I haven't forgotten any, I just forgot what I did in which year. It's all a blur. And also I keep watching these movies that are telling me that time is not really linear. All this smart stuff like what's called Interstellar or Arrival. So maybe it doesn't matter which year it was. Maybe time is a flat circle. I took a pawn. That's nice. My horses are sort of in disarray, but I'll just stay greedy. Try to keep the grabbing stuff momentum going before my horses can be exposed for the frauds that they are. Dover Beach is asking, Jan, would you rather only be allowed to play the accelerated dragon from now on or the French? That's like, would you rather be allowed to drink bleach or absinthe from now on? Nah, absinthe is wrong. Absinthe might actually be useful to be allowed to drink absinthe. I can't think of another poisonous substance that I wouldn't want to drink So yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll now play the French, so probably the Accelerated Dragon, but it's not something that I will miss greatly either. I don't know what to do here. I'll just retreat, I guess. Should at some point my queen on b2 might look like a bit of an idiot. Still can't see a forced win. It feels like there should be one, but I cannot see it. Maybe because my queen is on b2. That could be a bit of an issue. Ugh, maybe I have to start being careful even. Don't make me be careful. You know how much I hate that. But I did calculate. Rook e4, bishop e4, bishop f6, knight g6, fg, fg, and you pinned. At least that was the plan. What else are we discussing? More bad openings? Is the Scandinavian the accelerated French? Nah. Could just as well call the accelerated Caro-Kann. Jan seems to prefer the Caro-Kann to the French. That is correct. Jan, what is your favorite bad opening? I don't know. I don't feel passionate about bad openings like I feel about, let's say, bad movies. It's not like you're gonna say, oh, The Room is so good it's bad. I'm not gonna say like The Modern, it's so dumb it's good, that you give up the center and then you try to make something happen. I don't feel that way about chess stuff, so I don't really have a soft spot for. I guess the Alekhine, but that's only because I play it accidentally in every bullet game by pre-moving one knight f6 check. And draw knife or death. 7-1. So we probably played some bullet games. He does resign because I'm taking his stuff. Thanks for the game. Draw knife or death. Find one noob. Oh, here we are. Invectivity. Good news for you, Invectivity. I really need to, what's the fancy term? Powder my nose? Urinate. So this will be a tough game for both of us. Let's do this. I do this a lot. C6. I don't know if this plan to put this knight here still makes a lot of sense against c6, but I find it aesthetically pleasing, which is, I guess, why I play this. Because many a times it's easier to find a good square for this knight than for this knight. So there's some method to the madness. You have to go d5. I don't want to go d5. And a5. And, who knows. d5 did feel correct though. h6 does not feel correct. Feels slow. And also, I have a feeling you might not take on d4. So, I'll try to act on that belief. And now what? d5 looks alright now after c5, which he would probably play. I should be first to make stuff happen on the queen side, like c5, knight a4, and b4. Yeah, this feels like the way to play now. Here we go, yo. So check that scenario. And we're off to the races. But like I said, it felt like a race where I have a bit of a head start. XADV is saying there is no bad opening. There are people who do not work. Is that a general like society criticism or people that don't work on their openings, or what are we talking about? C6 might have been a little stupid, but that's how I do it. Is G4 a threat? I guess I should do what I learned in chess school and get rid of this bishop so I don't get checkmated as easily. But yeah, I feel like I missed the chance to decide the game on the queen side a little more efficiently. Now I have to deal with this not lethal, but you know, looming attack. That's why I don't like playing against the King's Indian, because it's so easy for black to play. You can bungle your queen side and you still, you know, you push h5, g4, hope for the best. Sometimes it works. It's very upsetting when it does. Still, objectively, I should be sort of winning, but you're always objectively sort of winning in the King's Indian. It's about actually winning. Gotta make it happen. I guess I should make something happen over here. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't think g3 is too lethal a threat just yet. But once again, I don't think I'm really pushing my queenside initiative to the levels that it should be pushed. And inactivity resigns now. Not like his position is better or worse than it has been all along. But yeah, the rook is, I don't know, I guess short of squares. Thanks for the game. Invectivity. What else are we discussing? Jan, what's your view on the bird's opening? I do think that it has been confirmed that the bird is the word. But no, it's the usual. Now Magnus played it twice, so it's gonna be an argument that's tough to win. It does not give white an advantage. It gives you a playable position. You're probably not worse. But yeah, I'm not a fan. And if you look at Magnus's positions, with him playing the bird against Kramnik and Adams after 12 moves, then I'm not sure you can argue, oh, but the world champion played it and he scored 2 out of 2. It's, yeah. It's a way to get a game. Sometimes a strong player will play it, but it's not a very logical move to me. And let's see if Lawyer... Oh, Lawyer is already in a very festive mode. He has a picture that looks a bit like Boris Gelfand with a cloud saying Happy New Year above him. So... Mr. Lawyer. Maybe. No, but it's not Happy New Year festivities anywhere anytime soon, is it? Like, anytime soon is relative, I understand it's in 20 days. But I don't think there's any place. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I tend to be wrong a lot about stuff. Like the other day I was wrong about Canadian Thanksgiving. I stupidly assumed it was the same date as American or US American. US Thanksgiving. I was wrong about that. I was wrong earlier about, I thought all time zones have the same hour. Like I thought it's 58 everywhere in the world, 59 now. Turns out that was very wrong. Turns out I was wrong about assuming that since I keep telling people to challenge me to 5-minute games, they would do that. And often I get 3-minute games. So I have a track record of not being right on things. What was I talking about? I forgot when I started the sentence. And Mr. Dodgy says, Magnus must have some kind of deal with these guys who churn out crappy opening books. And I think it's the other way around. Magnus likes reading books, so often at a chess tournament he will pick up a book from the stands, or the stands, is that the word? From the chess books store that is present there. And then very quickly you will see him play the modern, or when you see him play whatever, 3 knight d4 against the Spanish. He might have read Ivan Sokolov's book on Spanish sidelines, and so on and so forth. So I think it works the other way around. And it makes sense for inspiration, you know. You read book, pick up some idea, play once, will surprise your opponent. Doesn't mean he believes it's the scientific truth and the way to play every game. Oh, gimme! All of a sudden I got very excited. I should maybe have thought for 1 second about bishop h2, followed by queen c7 check. But I didn't. And neither did Mr. Lawyer. Never believed the grandmaster. Could have just taken here. King h2, queen c7 check, and you're probably winning some piece, right? I guess so. Now, on the other hand, you're not winning a piece. Bookstall is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Pawn Pusher. Bringer of Rage is wondering, who's better in their chess prime, Kasparov or Carlson? Must be Kasparov, since you're not even spelling Carlson's name half correctly. He can't have left much of an impression. Bishop b7. I'm very worried about blundering all my pieces. And maybe he did mean Pontus Carlsson, our friend from Sweden, but yeah, there I also have to go with Kasparov. Another thing, I'm a bit of a jerk. I've recently noticed that. And maybe one of my New Year's resolutions should be, in such cases, where he obviously means Carlsson, why do I have to make fun of the spelling? Who's gaining anything from that? Nobody. I should try to live my life by the rule, if you can be right or be kind, choose kind. Which is a concept I never thought about, but sad but true. But recently it occurred to me. While I was reading a review of the movie Wonder, which is supposed to be a good movie, I haven't seen it. But I think that's what the teacher writes on the chalkboard there. It doesn't... And Bringer of Rage says, forgive me, it's late at night in Australia. Yeah, nothing to forgive. That's what I'm saying. Forgive me for being a jerk. It doesn't get you very far as a chess player, I guess, if you can have a choice between being right or being kind. Be kind. But it sounds kind of right to me. And I should also try not to get flagged. What am I doing? That's the problem with 3-minute games. It's so hard to talk nonsense while we're at it. Did manage on the not getting flagged front. Mr. Dodgy is correctly pointing out that he gets, oh sure, he gets an apology, but ruining 1/3 or half my day was fine. Come on, you thought I ruined your whole day, and I talked you into it being only 1/3 or half, which is better than an apology. I saved you like 6 hours. Or let me do the math here. If you thought it's the whole day, and we're assuming it's 24 hours, not counting any sleep, and I convinced you that it's only, should have paid attention in math class, 8 hours that are ruined. I saved you 16 hours. I gave you 16 hours of joy. I don't think any apology would keep you happy for a full 16 hours. So I feel like you got the better end of the bargain there. Anyway, I am very, very sorry that you arrived late for the show, Mr. Dodgy. I will make sure it doesn't happen again. Let's play a... Ugh, I still need to urinate. I should remember that before I start my next game. But might not happen. Let's play against Sente123. Looks like he's a fan of the center, or maybe just the Sente. Or another possibility could be that his name is Vicente, like Vicente del Bosque, or other Vicentes. We will never know. What can I do? The problem is I'm very limited against the King's Indian. Let's play the main line, see what has happened here. What are all the cool kids doing? I lied. This is more like a DE5. This is what I played all my childhood. Whenever I say childhood, I mean like 15 till 17, because I was a bit slow as a kid. I'm sure you'll have a hard time believing that. Anyway, it's not as dumb a line as it looks like. It looks ridiculous positionally because you're giving up all these squares, but there's some tricks to it, and black has to sort of maneuver carefully to equalize here. Immediately I'm threatening to take on f6, go knight d5, take the pawn on c7, which is a threat that should be respected. There's many moves, bishop g4, queen d1, then bishop g4. h6 sort of does ignore my threat. Knight d4, I think is what Robin gave in his video series. So many options. But yeah, it's not as ridiculous a line as it looks like. Khutumi is asking, Jan, are you playing Hearthstone like Svidler? I am not. Now, what can I do? So tough to make moves in chess, isn't it? That's one of the troubling things about chess, that you have to make all these moves all the time. Is this a move? It looks ridiculous. And then you have to deal with the self-loathing for not being very good at making these moves. All relative, of course. h3 feels a little silly. Obviously, the point is to stop bishop g4, but it still didn't feel like priority number one. Yeah, and here he comes with all this counterplay already. Very sad. I'm about to lose control, but I don't think I like it. Couldn't think of a move, so I made a half move. Bishop f5. Now what do I do? Rook here? Looks a bit dumb. Yeah, it was a bit dumb because he can play h5. Oh boy. Why am I so stupid? I believe if I got rid of the stupidity, that would take me a long way. Also h5, bishop d1. Nothing to get too worked up about. And now for something completely different. Do I have to go b3? Looks too passive. 97. Chess is so complicated. It's very upsetting how complicated chess is. Deep thought. Can't see a single thing. b5, good move. Guess I gotta go for this, but I'm not happy. Takes, rook b2. All the activity. Gonna be tough to win this. Not sure where my pieces belong either. I guess one important thing to do is to make moves whenever it's my turn. Like, of course, there should be time for self-loading and all this useful stuff, but the making moves part is something that should never be underestimated in chess. Do I want to take here? I'm not sure I really want to. You can't always get what you want. Why is that? Don Williams saying Jan is in trouble here. That sounds like a bit of an exaggeration. You should never judge the position by the amount of my whining. Like, trust your own instincts, not the whining. Say that's another charming perk of my personality. I like to belittle myself or my position. But if you say anything half critical, I'll be deeply offended. Now I'm getting checkmated. Ugh. I'm in trouble. Why didn't you warn me? It is checkmate. Rook a7. It's just checkmate. Looks like he's seen it too. Stop double checking it. Stop rubbing it in. I've seen that it's checkmate. Wow, he hasn't seen it. That's shocking. Rook c1 check, king h2, bishop e5 check, g3, knight f3, king g2. Rook g1 was fairly effective. So, dodged a bit of a bullet there. Still in trouble? That'd be shocking. I'll give it a check and then think. Oh, no pre-moves. He could very easily play rook b4. Another chess masterpiece. Also, check out the exemplary technique. Oh boy. See? Just gotta stick with it. Sorry, Sente123. Yeah, main moment is me blundering, or both of us, since you didn't do it. Blundering checkmate in a couple moves. Somewhere, where was it? Here. This check looked very, very strong. I can play f4, but takes g3, and anything wins h4 or f2 or whatever. So, yeah, that was a bit of a problem. Let's play. Do we take the break? Do I have like a clip I could play for the break? If I click somewhere, what's going on? What is this? Do you guys get sound here? Nothing seems to be happening. Jan expertly looking for a way to figure out his bathroom break. And the thing is, I'm not sure if you've ever needed to urinate. Probably you did, right? The thing is, the longer you try doing other stuff... Oh no, I hate that clip. Oh, those are in German. Okay, can I get this clip instead? Anyway, I'll be back in a while. And we're back. I hope you enjoyed the break as much as I did. And oh, it looks like I ruined another 3% of Mr. Dodgy's day. I'm sorry about that. I will try to make it up to you by playing against Abraham Simpson. Another 3-minute challenge. Guys, don't listen to me. It's a hard knock life. So, let's play. Focused. Is it Abraham Simpson? Is that Homer's dad? Is that Abe? I guess so, right? Not only does he challenge it to a 3-minute game, he's also not here. He's breaking all the rules. Mr. Simpson. Abortovich. No Abe Simpson for any of us. It's a hard knock life. You know what? Since I ruined Mr. Dodgy's day, let's play him. Maybe he's gonna crush me. And then his day will be, I don't know, restored? Is that how it works? What do you do, dodgy? You always play some dodgy semi-Slav, right? I think he's into dodgy semi-Slavs, but this time around, let's play something dull. E3, E6. I don't know what to tell you. This B3 is supposed to be a way to profit from black's move order. It's not completely silly. And many black players do not play E6, but instead bishop F5 or bishop G4, in order to avoid positions such as this one. The problem is I can't really crush Mr. Dodgy right out of the opening here, which is upsetting, but you can't always get what you want, is, I believe, what we've learned today. So aggressive, Dodgy boy. Why you so mean to me? Let's calculate. CD, E4. Is that where calculations should end? DC, BC. It doesn't look like it works, does it? This, however, does not look like it's anything special. I have to admit, with a heavy heart, that it does not look like it's anything special. So I'm gonna have to make something happen. But how? Bishop G4 looks normal. Whoa, Rook H5? So aggressive. What's all this aggression? Where's all this anger coming from? I'm scared now. You're scaring me, Mr. Dodgy. Don't checkmate me, sir. Please don't checkmate me. Alright, so let's take stock. F4 slightly weakening, Rook on H4 looks slightly silly. Yeah, that's all the stock we're gonna take. I don't know if I want to open in the center or if I want to go C5 and then try to make the Rook look silly. I guess I want to try to make the Rook look silly. Not sure about C5. To be perfectly honest with you guys, which is really the goal of this, is perfect honesty. Honesty, so overrated. Imagine we would all be honest all the time. Be war. All personal relationships would instantly be ruined. Everybody would hate each other for telling each other the truth. So all of this honesty talk. Not a big believer. Honestly though, I don't like my position that much. Any threats? I don't know. There might be threats. My king is a little dodgy. I'll let him figure it out. I can't worry about my own king all day. Much like the English. Queen C8, very subtly announcing that he would like to take on H3. And who can blame him? I can probably blame him. Why do you want to take on H3? What have I done to deserve such treatment? Why? Deep thought. Deep dodgy thought. Me, I haven't really thought about anything, but I will pre-move this. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Think. Oof. Takes. Queen G2. He goes F6, which looks like a more sober approach to the problems at hand. But I'm sure it's a bitter disappointment for Dodgy. He could not sacrifice all his pieces. No, I'm guessing FE5, bishop F3, and I still don't know what's going on. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. E4. Bit of a random move as well. But you know how it is. In order to win on time, one has to make enough random moves to randomize the position and then win on time. I should not blunder any bishop h3s here if I can avoid blundering them. I'm tempted to blunder them now. Not a blunder. Oh, it is a blunder. I was so happy it wasn't a blunder, but then it turned out it was a blunder. Very upsetting. I thought it wasn't a blunder, but then turned out I was wrong. So sad. If there's one thing I hate in life, it's making Mr. Dodgy happy. I think that's... I'm trying to think of anything else. But no, I think that is at the bottom of my list. Like now his day is not ruined at all anymore. Which is, I find extremely upsetting. But think of my new rule. If you can be right or kind, be kind. And now I wasn't being kind. I tried to crush him. I just played like an idiot. Maybe I shouldn't have gone for the not a blunder move. Now my day is ruined, and not just 1/3 of it. It's just gone. How could I even save the day? Not save the date, but just, you know, restore my day. Nah, not by playing Abraham Simpson again. I can't. I could try to beat Ruby Jr. I think Ruby Jr. is my last hope. Me, the Caro-Kann, and Ruby Boy. Oh, he goes e5, so aggressive. Don't crush me, Ruby. Don't crush me. Slow down. Let's not do anything that you and I will regret later. Like playing all these sharp lines. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't checkmate me, Ruby Jr. Don't do it. Easy. Think about the consequences of your actions, Ruby Jr. No checkmating. Don't do it. Be gentle. Be gentle. Remember. If you can be right or kind, be kind. Don't checkmate me. Don't do it, Ruby Jr. Don't do it. You're better than this. Think about it. Here? Looks a bit dumb, doesn't it? Not sure about knight e7. I don't think this line is... I don't know stuff. My main problem is I don't know stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I guess I want to take and go knight c6. Maybe I could have played bishop c2 or something. Maybe not. That's the thing. You never know. Now, can I take now? Takes, knight c6, bishop b5. Doesn't look clear. How is this? Takes, queen a4. Weird position, at least. Don't checkmate me, Ruby Jr. Remember what we talked about. Ruby, Ruby. Stop thinking so hard. Looks like Hutumi disagrees with the be nice advice. Yeah, it's counterintuitive, I know. But, you know, there might be something to it after all. Sounds like Fuchsia is a big expert on this line. Yeah, I don't know stuff. I'm just, you know, making moves. Which, at the end of the day, similar to the being kind thing, I feel the making moves thing is very important. I think I've stressed that enough during today's show. Also, why do I pre-move stuff like knight takes c6 when bishop c3 was probably winning? That is overdoing the being kind thing. No, I'm ruining my position just to grab a little pawn. That's more like it. Rook b3 is kind of unpleasant. Yeah, scary. Ruby, have you learned nothing? See how hard I'm thinking about this? Really hard. Not Kevin hard, but pretty hard. What? That's what you get for thinking very deeply about. Oh, this is upsetting. Now my day is really ruined. Like, Mr. Dodgy already ruined it quite a bit, but now it's all gone, baby, baby. I don't think I'm recovering from this. Ruby, I asked you so nicely not to ruin my day. And then what do? You go and ruin the day. As if I hadn't asked at all. Very sad. And very pathetic that I stare at the position. Wow, 98, now he's even showing off. Stop showing off, Ruby. Yeah, it's fairly hopeless, which is often the case when you're a piece down. Oh boy. It's all with checks. It's going to be very tough to withstand. A knight on d6. This is very upsetting. Even more upsetting than the usual stuff. I guess resigns would be the prudent choice, but can't get myself to do it. So I'll let him checkmate me. Not sure if this is making me happier. Nah, I don't think it is. Good game, Ruby Jr. And yeah, that's a new level of pathetic to stare at this position for 42 seconds, where he's fairly obviously threatening rook takes c6 and then play the move. Rook h8. That might be a new sad low. Let's play one more game and then go home and cry. Nah, actually, I spent the rest of the day in the office, but I will cry. Is there any way I could restore my mood? Keep those tears from flowing. Do tears flow? Maybe Michael Frey? Michael Frey? Michael Clayton? That's high level of humor, because Michael is such an uncommon name. I should just name other things. Let's start with Michael. Michael Stich, Wimbledon winner 1991, as I learned from the Boris Becker documentary I watched yesterday. Was it 91? Might have been 91. That's all the Michaels I know. Clayton, who's not a real person, Frey, and Stich. Oh, there's Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. Those are well-known Michaels. Lorne Michaels, not exactly a Michael, but close enough. Michael. Nah, that's it. That's the whole list. I didn't even look at the... Sometimes my mind does weird things, because I never play e4 here. But somehow my hand did it for me. So here we are. f5. Can you do that? I want to go en passant. Why not? Looks decent for white, doesn't it? Like the king is a little weakened. Michael Frey is blitzing out his moves as if this was a well-known way to play. Maybe it is. It's new to me. Bishop e3 feels wrong. Castles feels correct, but I don't want to give him the pawn. And Mikael J is naming more Michaels. Bishop e3, knight e4. I could take that. Are you bluffing me? Would you bluff me, Michael Frey? Frey? Would you do that to me? Nah, you wouldn't bluff me, would you? Would you? Perpetual Stalemate believes in Michael Schumacher and Michael Ballack. No contemporary Michaels? It's all the generation before. Jackson, Schumacher, Ballack. Even though Ballack's probably like 3 years older than me. What's going on here? You give me an exchange, sir. And you're arguing that you have enough compensation. Could be true. Could not be true. Knight f3 check. I have a feeling I'm going to get checkmated by Michael Frey. But I should probably try to do something about it. That's one of my many flaws, that when the going gets tough, I don't get going, I go home. And here, the going got very tough already. So it's time to go home. I'm sure he's going to come up with some deep move like b6 after prolonged reflection. And I'll just be sitting there thinking, no, please don't checkmate me, Michael Frey. Don't do it. Knight f5 looks less checkmatey to me. if you want my honest opinion, that is not the move I was most afraid of. But who knows? Maybe it will turn into my biggest nightmare. Even though my biggest nightmare was already not beating Mr. Dodgy again and then losing to, I forgot your name already, kind sir who crushed me last game. So I'm not sure if it can become more nightmarish, but I'm guessing that's what people said after the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Then they thought, you know what, let's just make it darker, grittier, more realistic. I have a confession to make. I never watched any Freddy Krueger movie. I know, that's shocking. So how do I win this game against Mr. Michael? Maybe there's no direct way to win. It's just a position where we have to make moves. I go somewhere, then he goes somewhere, then I go somewhere again. You say goodbye, and I say hello. What are we talking about? We're still discussing that opening line, this e5, bishop f5, knight c3. Yeah, that's not a very good line. Don't play it. And, of course, bishop f5 is still the main move, not c5. So I have to disagree with Fuchsia on that topic. And yeah, if e5, bishop f5, knight c3 became popular, I would play the Caro-Kann every game. But the problem is they go e5, bishop f5, knight f3, and then develop the pieces. They have all this extra space. Also, during all my whining, did I get low on timing? If sometimes you don't know what I'm talking about. First of all, I probably don't either. And secondly, it's probably because I'm talking to the chat where there was a discussion about this Caro-Kann line with e4, c6 and d4, d5, e5, bishop f5. Now the sad thing is, a second ago, I saw bishop c6 in reply to queen b4. Then I forgot all about it. True story. Cool story, bro. Looks like Michael Frey has similar problems. Let me just make sure to control that square. So hard to decide on moves, isn't it? Okay, time to speed up a little bit. Speed up mode activated. Don't worry, I still won't make any good moves, but I'll make them faster. I need you to do it faster. See? C4, the pure speed by which I played it, made Michael Frey freeze. Freeze Frey. And almost did the whole flagging job in one single move. That's probably the best move of my life. A move that cost him 30 seconds in a position where he only had a minute. And Michael Frey resigns because of The scary C4. I believe that brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll have more of those. I'm back to the office. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. The day's till Christmas. We'll certainly have some more Banter Blitzes. Like I said, the Svitmaster, Peter Svidler, will be in town next week. Get him to do some funny stuff as well. Yeah, I don't know. What should I do? Should I record Alpha Zero game videos where I pretend I have any clue what's happening? Or I don't know what to do. Analyze London games? I'll come up with something. I could also work on whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the show. If you're not a premium member, then now's your chance to become one. Use the voucher code Janistan valid till the end of 2017. I'm being told my Italian series should be coming out every day, telling you all about the Italian. No, not really, just telling you how I would play against the Italian. So yeah, stay tuned for that. See you guys soon. Bye. Should I apologize? No, it's too late. Sometimes you can't apologize because damage has been done. You can't unwatch the show because of my apology, can you? Maybe you could. Bye.